once asked Albert Einstein how it felt to be the smartest man on Earth. His reply? "I wouldn't know. Ask Nikola Tesla." When you consider that the word genius is often attached to Einstein's photograph, you begin to understand the magnitude of his deflection. So isn't it curious that most people today can identify Einstein or Edison, but the name Nikola Tesla eludes them? What exactly made Tesla the most intelligent man? And if his influence was so great, why has his relevance, and particularly his altruistic consciousness, been edged out of history? Tesla was not just an intelligent and prolific inventor. He was one of the most dedicated and persevering humanitarians of all time. Despite his personality flaws, Tesla was a scientific and spiritual savant, driven by singleness of purpose, to harness the forces of nature in the service of mankind, to achieve an ultimate goal, which was to abolish war. However, to the rich and powerful seeking to maintain the status quo, these selfless words were the indication of a dangerous man. While other men became billionaires through the application of his ideas, Tesla often faced very unjust circumstances and unexplainable hardships. He died in a hotel room, penniless and alone. Most documentaries about Tesla celebrate his intelligence and criticize his eccentricity, arrogance, and sometimes financial irresponsibility. But these perspectives overlook Tesla's core value, which was to contribute peace, ease, and dignity to every human being. This truth makes Tesla's life a triumph of the human spirit and a tragedy for not being seen for his true intentions. Every choice and every action he made was aligned with his purpose. Join the universe inside you, create a new reality, and discover how Nikola Tesla's altruism served as a northern star throughout his life, how it threatened the rich and powerful, and how it defines him as the world's most influential, unrecognized, and selfless genius. We know Nikola Tesla as an inventor, electrical, and mechanical engineer. With over 700 international patents at the time of his death, the Serbian-American immigrant catapulted humanity into an entirely new age, a world powered and lit by alternating electrical current. And that's just the beginning. Hundreds of electrical mediums we use today were sourced in his head. Turbine engines, electric railroads, neon and fluorescent lighting, X-rays, wireless radio communication, remote control, and speedometers, just to name a few. Much of what he invented did not even take form for decades to come. For example, his ideas were also the foundations of modern humanoid robotics, guided missiles and torpedoes, helicopters, solar and wind power, even cell phone technology. But for all his intelligence and mastery, Tesla did not believe himself to be the source of his greatness, rather a conduit for it. He said, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration." Knowledge was most certainly his gift, but he said, instinct transcends knowledge. He trusted his connection to a source, and that was an understanding he realized quite young. What has the future in store for this strange being, born of a breath, of perishable tissue yet immortal, with his powers fearful and divine? What magic will be wrought by him in the end? What is to be his greatest deed, his crowning achievement? On July 10th, 1856, Nikola Tesla was born the son of an Eastern Orthodox priest, the fourth of 5 children in what is now Croatia. Legend says it was during a lightning storm, at a time when ancient Jewish mysticism prophesied the opening of the gates of wisdom upon the earth. As a child, he was different and said he liked books best, often reading until dawn. Young Nikola would spend hours alone, which he later claimed was the source for his true creativity. "Be alone, that is a secret of invention," he said. "Be alone, that is when ideas are born." An eidetic memory enabled him to remember minuscule details and solve complicated math problems in his head. Like the process of an artist, his conception of a word or thing was perfect. In fact, it's thought that Leonardo da Vinci shared this unique visionary ability, which is so rare and effective, it's even been compared to seeing into another dimension. In my boyhood, I suffered from a peculiar affliction due to the appearance of images, often accompanied by strong flashes of light, which marred the sight of real objects and interfered with my thoughts and action. They were pictures of things and scenes which I had really seen, never of those imagined. When a word was spoken to me, the image of the object it designated would present itself vividly to my vision, and sometimes I was quite unable to distinguish whether what I saw was tangible or not. This caused me great discomfort and anxiety. Though at first fearful of this gift, these holographic images later became the key to his creative process. Even the most complicated technology was well clarified in his head, or in this vision, before he ever applied resources to create it in physical form. When he was 17, under the pressure of his father, he prepared for a life in seminary and became gravely ill with cholera. When his father finally consented to send him to the best technological school instead, Tesla later said, a heavy weight had lifted from his mind, adding, "I came to life like Lazarus, to the utter amazement of everybody." Of his close calls with death, he also later said, "I feel convinced that my preservation was not altogether accidental, but was indeed the work of divine power." His calling superseded his frailty, and even saw him through these dark times. Tesla was capable of seeing how modern life, with its distraction and survival mode, prevented people from understanding who they really are.